Most of us as teachers have had the experience of students coming into the classroom with smartphones or some sort of device, and not necessarily managing them correctly. They might be multitasking, for instance, on Facebook, but occasionally their head comes up to listen to you. So what this short course is about is looking at ways that we can empower students using their smartphones in the classroom. So whether your classroom provides devices for students or not, there's lots of ways that you can engage with them with their mobile devices. It's also important to highlight to students that if they use the school Wi-Fi, it's part of the BYOD policy, which is bring your own device. And just setting up some rules, hopefully, to follow. But the first thing that is important to establish, especially with gamification, is creating a classroom hub. So there's many free sites that you can use. One of the ones that I like using is Google Classroom, which is free, and it allows you to have an online classroom hub, or sort of like a learning management system or an LMS. And it gives students access to materials, your assignments, quizzes, things that they can use to prepare. And they can also annotate their assignments. They can submit them through the hub. So in gamification, it's really important that you've got a clear line of communication set up. The next thing you might want to consider is sending reminders to students. So there is a software called Remind, and most students, won't necessarily read emails, or parents read emails for that matter, but text messages are a very unique medium where parents and students, are very active with text messaging. So Remind lets educators send messages safely and securely to students and parents, and they can be sent on any cell phone or smartphone that receives text messages. Another software to consider is also Carrot, which is, it's not necessarily a reminder, but it's like a to-do list, and so it gives students some sort of platform where they can remember dates and remember when things are due. Okay, so moving on, the next thing that you might want to consider with using your smartphone in classes is that they have a great camera. So shooting pictures which relate to anything in the class is a really good way that they can reflect on what they've learned. So if you're teaching ag, let's say, going out in the ag paddock, out in the ag plot, and filming preg testing or something like that, which is always fun to do with students. Preg testing with cattle, that is. And then you can bring the images back into the class, and you can share them on Google Drive. And then you can, so that it allows you to get a class discussion going, and it's a great way to engage students. And of course the other thing, not only a camera, but they take videos. And what you could do is, with this, is they can create instructional videos, or show your understanding of something through a video. And you can get them to use what's called little manipulatives, and they can create paper cutouts like of apples or people, and they can use them as props, and then they can create simple videos. There's also a lot of free animation software out there that they can use, so they can video something, upload it, and then manipulate it through the animation software. And then speaking of animation software, we have something called RSA Animate style, and it's sort of a web board type video. And if you've seen those sort of stick animations where they draw them on like a whiteboard, well, this is what RSA Animate does, and it creates lots of really impressive things, and it's very simple to use, They can download it as an app, and you can plan out your video and what you want to draw in this, and then record the video of the whiteboard. You can draw your arm, and your arm can be drawing out the illustrations. You can erase them. It's a very cool little piece of software. You could also upload these to YouTube, and then using Creative Studio, you can, privatize it on your own channel and edit the video, and you can use time-lapse and speed it up and audio and some music, and you're done. Okay, so moving on to the next idea would be sound. So you could use ideas like creating your own song parody, or some karaoke, a karaoke version of something, and they can write new lyrics, and when the writing's done, the students can play it on YouTube, and you can use small little speakers that plug into your smartphone or tablet, and your students can sing along to it. So a software for that is called Audio Boom. Okay, so moving on to the next idea would be quizzes. And there's lots of PowerPoints out there that have sort of a game show style to it, and it's a great way to review. There's some really good sites. There's one called Kahoot, there's Quizlet, there's Quizlet, there's Quizlet Live, and there's all sorts of things out there. And again, the students can use their mobile devices to play these games, because they're all iCloud and web-based. So it's like a game show style type, and it's really for sort of an assessment or a revision. And another idea is QR codes, which most of you have probably come across. And you can do QR code scavenger hunts. They're lots of fun. You can set up the codes around your classroom, around the school, and you can then get students to go on each QR code has got a message, and you can get them to go on a scavenger hunt. Now, there is software for this too that can set up a scavenger hunt for you. It's called classtools.net, and it's got a scavenger hunt generator. Okay, and the last one is what's called Google Forms, and again, these Google products are free. This is an interactive survey that you can use in Google Apps. So it lets anyone ask a variety of questions, multiple choice, some short answer drop-down menus, and then it gathers all that information in one place. And this is an easy win in the classroom, fantastic for choose your own adventure stories. You can do writing on it, assessments, and all sorts of things. So that's it for now, and I hope you like those ideas.